I'm proud to announce that Design Fitness is one of the first self-care focused practices in Canada. And because of this, I want to go a little bit more into what is self-care. It's kind of a tricky area. It's not really defined that great. So we're going to go and take a better look at it. And rightfully so, because nobody really sat down with you when you were 16 and said, hey, let's talk about how you're going to be able to navigate your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health. And here's some additional skills to navigate the healthcare system, alternative and traditional medicine, so that you can have the greatest health for yourself and navigate that system with confidence. Since none of us really had that talk, it's very important to look more at what is self-care. Self-care, ideally, is not just an action. Most of the people think you get to self-care by adding actions into your lifestyle. So I'm going to walk twice a day. That's going to make me focus on myself. I'm going to do pampering session. I'm going to spend more time alone. These things, however, are not specifically self-care things. Self-care is more of a mindset and a skill that's gained in a specific environment. Think of the word environment as like a habitat. There's several things that have to come together which allow self-care to grow as a mindset and as a skill. And if these things aren't met, then we don't quite get there. We just start chasing actions, and this becomes ultimately defeating in the end. And if we're going to take a look at self-care as an environment, we also have to look at stress. Stress equally is an environment. You can't specifically manage it by doing simple tasks or checking off certain things that you're going to do to make sure you can manage your stress properly. Stress is not a thing to be managed, it's a thing to be overcome and kind of relinquished, to get away from the situation that is creating stress. Now, this is easier said than done, like both of them, but the idea is that the more time you spend in an environment of stress is the more it will take away from your health. Ultimately, we just talked about that there's several versions of health, and we might not be 100% sure in the stressful environment which one is being kind of leached from, but you can guarantee it is being leached from. So let's take a look at this scenario of stress. Stress would being the environment that takes away from health, and self-care being the environment that restores or replenishes the body to get more health. So let's say we have a stressful environment. All of a sudden we're feeling upset, and we decide to go to the store and buy our favorite junk foods and eat those, and we feel a bit better about it because it's comforting to us. Or we can also go to the gym, have a nice hard workout, and get rid of that stress that way. Which one is better? It's hard to say. In the eyes of self-care, they're both the same. They're both a compensation for not being able to deal with stress properly. And in this way of self-care, it is the purpose that's more important than the action. Both these actions are out of a negative place, so in the sense of stressful situation, making these things happen. So therefore, there's no real positive behind them. Although you might quickly look at fitness and be like, oh, that's a good thing to do because fitness is great, but not when that's the way you're thinking of it. It causes disconnection between yourself, your body, and reality. And at the end of the day, you're going to go right back into the stressful environment that caused that to happen anyway. So we really haven't made a change. And self-care in itself is to be able to have the skills to navigate stress and what actions you should take and what you should change and what you should add to. And again, the idea of myself as a practitioner in this field is to create the environment where you can gain the skills and learn how to properly deal with these things and navigate the healthcare system in a way that you're very proactive and proficient in understanding the benefits you gain from it. So thank you for listening. I'm proud to be a practitioner of self-care and the healing art of exercise. Thank you.